Hello and welcome to the Incomplete Guide to Film Podcast. I'm your host, Alex Pennell, and today we're going to be talking about how to be professional on location. So I'm back. It's been a bit. It's been a while, but I'm back. I was busy with some other stuff. I launched a new channel, a new income stream, basically, that's kind of embryonic, and I had to do a lot of work on the front end to get it done, so I didn't have a lot of time to dedicate to the podcast, and honestly, I didn't have a lot to talk about, but I'm back, and I'm here, and I've actually been getting some work lately doing event video, and that's why I'm talking about being professional on location. You know, event video, it's not exactly my dream job, but it pays, which is important right now. So, you know, I'm working for someone. I'm on a site, you know, and they're doing a little seminar, right? And, you know, first impressions are very important. You know, this guy's a family friend, so it wasn't a big deal for me, but it's good to get in the habit. Even if you don't think you need to be and look professional, do it, because it's good to be in the habit, and it's good to sharpen your skills and make sure that you act and look professional in everything that you're doing. So, my first tip is dress nice. You know, doesn't matter what you're doing. You can be doing, you know, you could be shooting somebody's skating video so that they can put it up on YouTube or whatever, and they're paying you, so you know that's the job. Or you could be shooting somebody's music video, or you could be shooting a wedding. You know, it doesn't matter. Dress nice. Dress, you know, collared shirt, tie for us guys. You know, dress nice for, you know, whatever ladies are out there. You know, dress well, dress nice, and dress like you're a professional. Dress like you're going to a job. 2 is, if you can, know your location. You know, I didn't know where we were going, and it made it hard to set up the first time. You know, we're working together once a month over the next, you know, few months, so that he can get this series of lectures off and onto YouTube. So I'm recording them for him. That's the event video that I'm doing. He's speaking, and I'm recording it, and then I'm editing it down for him, putting it up on YouTube. You know, and he's putting it up on YouTube. So, you know, it's a nice little system, and I get a nice little check every month, so that helps. So, scouting your location, if you can, go there early. You know, go there before you have to be there. You know, not the day of. Go maybe a couple days beforehand, so you can see, you know, so you can kind of scout out where you're going to shoot from and all that stuff. For me, we were working in an old Catholic church, right? An old Catholic church, or Methodist, that wasn't really used anymore. The building is actually maintained by a chapter of the Marines around here. So they maintain it, and they basically just play cards in the basement. You know, that's how they use the space. So they allowed him to use this old Catholic or Methodist church as his location for his lectures, right? So they didn't have any sort of infrastructure at all. You know, they had a PA system, but we didn't figure out until the second time how we could even hook up to that. So thank God, one of the musicians who was playing, you know, because there were a couple musicians that were coming for it was a church meeting, so it was, you know, there was worship time or whatever. So they had their own PA system. The musicians did, so you know, we could use that as a mic for him, and it was a lot better. So scout your location so you can figure out what you need to bring. Because, you know, don't drag everything. You don't need to drag everything to every set. You know, I didn't bring my lighting. I didn't bring a whole lot of things. I didn't bring my lavalier mics. I didn't bring some of these things that I knew I wouldn't need. But if I had brought a few more things, like, my recorder. I didn't bring my recorder. I just brought my camera and my tripod the first time. And then I ended up bringing a little more gear the second time because I knew what I was getting into. And to improve audio quality, I recorded directly from the PA system so that it helped the audio quality of the video. So, it was better the second time. I'm still improving stuff. I'm still figuring out how I can shoot it best in that location, which I haven't done a lot of event video. This is actually my really my first time doing event video. So it's a learning experience. So when you're shooting event video, always have a backup. Me, I'm lucky because I am shooting a lecture. I'm shooting a sermon. So I'm just, I'm locked down to one location. And he's standing in front of everybody else, and he's talking, and he's maybe walking back and forth. Tripod will do that just fine. But here's the problem that I was having the first time. I have 3 batteries for my camera. My camera, recording video, probably will last about an hour and a half or so. Well, he wanted me to record the music, and he wanted me to record the actual sermon afterwards. So I was running low on battery power, and I hadn't charged one of my batteries, so I couldn't swap it out and all that. So we had an issue. I kept having to run back to the charger and switch out batteries, and I ended up getting gaps. It ended up being okay because I was able to edit things together, and it was fine. I didn't lose enough that it was a huge problem, but it was a problem, and it was very stressful and honestly embarrassing for me. But I corrected it. I bought a power cable, and now it's just plugged right in. So it's not a big deal now. But for the first time, it was embarrassing. Save yourself the embarrassment, and always charge your stuff. Always make sure that you're completely ready. Make sure several days beforehand that everything's charged, everything has fresh batteries, everything, buy rechargeables. Anything that you have with just batteries, that aren't rechargeable batteries, like your DSLR or something like that. I had a shotgun mic that I was using, and I ended up having to pull one of the batteries out of my recorder. Since I had brought the plug, it was fine, but I ended up having to pull one of the AA's out of my recorder and put it in to the mic because the battery died in the middle of the music portion, so it wasn't a huge deal. But because that ended up just getting thrown away anyway because it's copyrights, and you can't put that on YouTube because copyrights. So I don't have to, I don't record that anymore. But that's a different issue. Always be prepared. And if you're going to be locked down like I was, if you're going to be in one location and you're not going to be moving around, buy a power cord. Buy a power cord for your DSLR. Buy a power cord for whatever equipment you're using so that you don't have to worry about it. And buy rechargeable batteries for the things that you can't buy a power cord for. It seems like common sense, but I didn't think of it until it was a problem. So I'm just saying, think about this stuff, okay? 4? I guess it's 4. My fourth little, tip, my fourth little thing that I learned is don't sell yourself too short. Me, I'm working for $100, editing, all that. I'm not charging him for editing. I'm not, I'm working for $100. Whether it's 45 minutes or 6 hours, I'm working for $100. I'm getting $100 a guarantee, which is great for me. But honestly, I could be getting a lot more. And he's a family friend, and he's also, he's doing ministry, and he doesn't have a lot of money to throw at this. So I priced it down for him because it's, I want to help him out, So I priced it low. But honestly, I could be charging, $100 an hour easily without, if you look on, if you're going to do a job and you don't really know how to price it, find out what the professionals are charging, especially like a per hour kind of thing. And, depending on your skill level or how you want to discount it for family, friends, or whatever, maybe knock a bit off. you know, if you're new at this and you're not going to do too great a job because you don't really know what's going on, you know, honestly, I'm doing fine. He's satisfied, but it's not what I'd like it to be. I'd like it to be a lot better, but I don't have extra cameras. I don't have extra equipment. I don't have extra operators. I don't have, you know, I'm still trying to figure out how to get the noise out of the video because it's so dang dark in there. You know, I'm still trying to figure this stuff out because I cannot figure out exposure, you guys. It's crazy. I even set it on auto. I set it to everything. You know, I try everything, and ISO and exposure are mysteries to me. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm not a cinematographer. I'm a storyteller. I'm a director. So I'm still trying to figure this stuff out, you know? Price yourself to your skill level. You know? I sold myself way short. And honestly, I kind of regret that because, you know, I have a few things that I'm doing with this money. You know, I'm updating my computer so that I can do things a lot faster, a lot quicker, and do more. Because I have this powerful technology. I have Adobe. You know, I have the Adobe suite, which is amazing. It's the best technology in the business. And honestly, if you're going to buy editing, you know, kind of technology, buy the cloud. Buy the Adobe cloud because it's so good. It's so good, guys. But I digress. They're not paying for that, obviously. But it's just, I'm going to plug it because I love it. But, you know, I need money, guys. You know, you need money to eat. You know, money equals food. Money equals, and you're spending time. You know, that's kind of the whole concept of money is I will give you my time in exchange for this so I can acquire this from somebody else. You know, it's essential. And I don't need to explain that to you guys. You guys know. But it's important to remember that, you know, you kind of need to make some money on this too. Because, you know, yes, I want to help him out and all that. But honestly, I wish I would have charged him an extra, you know, $50, $60, $100. You know, $200 he might have been able to do. And, you know, but just float an offer. And then go, maybe knock off a bit. Maybe knock off 20%. You know, negotiate. Don't just go, hey, I'll sell myself super low so they don't whine about it. You know? You know, charity is nice, but charity doesn't get you paid. and that's all I'm trying to get across. You know, I don't consider myself getting screwed by this because he is paying what I agreed to. I gave him a price and he agreed, you know, and he agreed to it. That's, you know, that's me. I'm screwing myself out of money. You know, and yeah, and money. Yes. But, you know, money's kind of essential. And when you're doing event work, but you're listening to a filmmaking podcast and you want to be a filmmaker, event work is not what, you know, event work is to help make ends meet. It's not, you know, this is my passion. I want to do wedding videos. You know, maybe some people do. And I think that some people actually do want to make wedding videos. And that, in a sense, is a lot like, you know, you're telling a story. It's the same story every time, but it's a story. You know, so it can be good, but for me personally, event video is not really my thing. But I'm doing it because it's the opportunity that's in front of me right now. Another tip is when you learn this kind of stuff, you know, keep a notebook in your gear bag. A notebook and a pen. One, you can get contact info with the notebook, which is nice because there are some enterprising filmmakers that are actually involved in this group that I ended up talking to, and we talked about movies and we talked about stuff that was coming up. And there's a guy who's got a project actually on the rails and going. It just needs financing and all that. So. And for independent stuff, I'm sure you guys know, that is a chore to get funding, especially if you want to pay everybody. if everybody's okay with not getting paid, it's a lot cheaper. But they're looking for $10,000 for a music video because it's just really expensive to pay everybody, you know? So, you know, and one of the guys, I feel so bad because he told me his website and I said, hey, I'll take a look. And then I forgot the website's name, so I can't find it. So I'm going to have to ask him again when I go on Saturday, and I'm going to say, hey, I totally forgot the name, and I'm going to bring my notebook along, and I'm going to write it down, and that's how I'm going to have it. So, you know, just take a notebook and take notes. Take notes on what you can do better next time. Take notes on gear you need, because you know what it is when you find yourself needing that gear, and you're like, oh man, I need that. I wish I had that right now. Then you forget and you spend the money from the job and you're like, oh, I should have gotten that gear this time. Oh, well. So, you know, just write down stuff. Write down, you know, it's just good practice to have a notebook with you so you can write down stuff, you know, whether it's script ideas for us, you know, screenwriters and directors and all that, or if it's, you know, if it's contact info or whatever. Having a notebook on your person is, you know, really good. Or your phone, obviously, it'll work. But honestly, I prefer to write. That's just me. So I hope you guys have gotten something out of this. And I know I've been talking fast, but I had a lot of information and I wanted to make sure that I got it to you concisely and quickly. So, you know, the channel that I just started is just kind of a tertiary revenue stream for me. Eventually it'll be. But basically, you know, it's just me and some family members and stuff. We're playing video games because, you know, video gaming on YouTube, you know, watching people play video games is huge. And people, you know, there are people who are worth $12 million that are playing video games. So, you know, it's something that I've started. I'm trying it, and I bought a little recorder, and I'm recording stuff, and I'm, you know, talking over it. So maybe if you like this, maybe you'll like that, because I'm not really talking about filmmaking or anything. I'm just kind of talking about stuff. So, you know, it's called 6th Street Gaming. You know, you can find it on YouTube, and we've got, you know, several series going at the moment. You know, we've got a few things that are a little older. We got stuff that's new, you know, and, you know, just, you know, do me a favor and check it out. All right. But until next time, good day and good filmmaking.